Okay, so now we're going to look at the example, the opposite of the difference of x and 4 squared plus 1 equals 0. So again, I'm trying to turn this into the format where I can see my a, b, and c coefficient. So I'm going to start off with the box method for the parentheses squared. I'm going to look at that negative sign and the 1 in just a second, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the box method to multiply x minus 4 times x minus 4, because that's what x minus 4 squared means. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my box. And again, you don't have to make your box real large, just large enough for you to multiply everything together. So we're at x minus 4 along the side and top. And now I'm going to start multiplying. So x times x is x squared. And then I know along my diagonals in both boxes I can write negative 4x, because that's what I get when I multiply a negative 4 with an x. And then when I multiply a negative 4 times a negative 4, I'm going to end up with a positive 16 in the final box. And now what I have to do is now I'm going to have to combine like terms. So I'm going to combine like terms, and I'm going to get x squared. When I combine negative 4x and negative 4x, I'm going to get negative 8x. And then plus 16. And remember, this is all going to go in parentheses because now I'm going to have to distribute by my a coefficient. So now I'm going to look back at the beginning, and this is my a coefficient, and it's really a negative 1. So I want to put a negative 1 here. And then I've got to bring down my positive 1 after the parentheses. So we're going to add 1 after we distribute. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply everything by negative 1. So that's going to give me a negative x squared. Negative 1 times negative 8 is going to make a positive 8x. And then negative 1 times 16 is going to give me a negative 16. And I'm going to bring down my plus 1 at the end. And now I'm going to combine like terms to get my final equation. So I'm going to have negative x squared minus negative x squared plus 8x. And then when I combine a negative 16 and 1, I'm going to get a negative 15. And all of that is still equal to 0. And now I have an equation where I can now see my a, b, and my c coefficient. And if I do a quick check, my a coefficient should be the same a coefficient that I started with. All right, let's look at the next two examples. We've got y equals and the opposite of 1/2 times the sum of x and 4 squared plus 4. So again, I'm going to focus on my parentheses squared so that I can do the